Hi, today I want to talk about a new album by Pure Reason Revolution. They're a band that were around about 10 years ago. They just stopped because they didn't think they'd got anything else to put out there, so they just stopped. It wasn't a big choice of we're packing up, we don't get on, etc. And then the two of them, there's really only two in the band, and that is John Courtney, Chloe Alper are the main two. And then John Courtney, who had been involved in a couple of other things, the last one was an electronic group, I believe. He'd written a few pieces of music that he felt suited Pure Reason Revolution more than any of the other projects that he'd been involved with. So he got back in touch with Chloe and said, hey, how about just sort of making another album, seeing how we get on. And that's what happened, and so out comes an album 10 years after the last one. The strange thing is, it is actually better than the previous ones, in my opinion. This album sounds very much like a compilation, and that's because it does have one storyline sort of working its way through the album. There was obviously this John, and obviously had this really big issue 3 years ago, and he'd obviously written a few pieces and did a few demos, and it was about the child that he had that was born premature at 32 weeks. You will hear in the music, some funny bits and pieces of the words he uses. You will even, at the beginning of the album, actually hear things going on in a hospital. So some of it is very, very go for it and happy, and some of it is very sad behind closed doors. It's a very up and down album as he went through his emotions of having a young daughter, not knowing whether she was going to survive or not. Just to say that she did survive, she's 3 years old. The album does start quite sad, and the stories in the songs, there's 6 all in all, the stories in these songs don't start and go round in a circle and come back to the beginning. These are journeys like on a road, except they're not a road, they're more like a path, I suppose. Not a straight road, it's a path. So it goes up, down, around, backwards, forwards, and they seem to finish at a different point than they started. This is very much a progressive rock album, that is for sure. Loud, slow, deep, heavy, light. And you do need your headphones. They touch all types of music, and that is what progressive, in my book, means. Progressive rock, progressive this, progressive that. This is a great album. They were really worried that when they'd finished 10 years ago and they'd come back onto the scene 10 years later, I don't know whether he doesn't listen to the types of music out there today, I don't know, but he was very worried that where they were going to drop in and fit in. This album fits in. It is terrific. I really love this album and would suggest you give it a listen. You won't find it on Bandcamp, you will find it on Spotify, and you will find it on YouTube Music. You will find it on my Spotify account. If you'd like to take a look, there will be a place for you to tick underneath. Thanks.